Alright, so I'm done with a few fish skins. They're all done nice and clean. I scraped them, so there's no grime, no slime, no fat, no protein, no nothing there, just skin. And then I rinsed them again, so everything's really off. And then you can see I have like a few brown ones here. They're rather thin, but I think that the way the skin looks is just really fascinating. I really like it. And then there's the whiteys, and then a few of these kind of ombre salmon-y skins. Now we have to figure out what we're gonna put in which glass jar. So what you want to do is put some of those skins in, and there really should be enough space for them to move around, so you can shake them and get the liquid everywhere. So I think maybe max 1/3 of a jar could be good. Let's see. This white one is pretty big. That's one. And then another jar somewhere. Put the brown ones in here. And then what we're gonna do is make a mixture of half glycerin, half alcohol, and we put that on top of this. Now you need to make sure that you have jars that have a lid that you can close tightly, because it's going to be necessary to shake vigorously, very vigorously. So make sure you have a lid for the jars that you use. What am I going to do? This is actually one that is left over from a long time ago when I made the other salmon sheet. And since this is alcohol and glycerin, which is basically a type of sugar, it doesn't really go bad. You can see that there's some protein kind of hanging out in there. But if you smell it, you can definitely still smell the alcohol because it's been properly closed all that time. So I'm just gonna try and use that again. This is colored a little bit with turmeric, so you can see that it's a little bit yellow, which is fine for me. I think I'm just gonna put this on top of my salmon skins. So again, I want to leave a little bit of space to do some stirring later, so I'm not going to fill it all the way up. So this is already a mix of alcohol and glycerin that I had. Now, what could be a good way? I suppose just take any cup, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to start with some alcohol. No, I'm going to start with a bit of glycerin, because actually I'm running out of glycerin. This is the last bit that I have. And I'm just going to take 1 part glycerin, see how far I get. It's like 1 tiny cup all the way full. And I will put that on top of my white fish. And I'm going to give the same amount, so a whole full cup of alcohol. This time it's alcohol that I colored with hibiscus. I need to take care that I don't put the leaves in there. Now this looks very dark, but of course I'm gonna add all that glycerin to it. That doesn't have any color, so it's gonna end up a bit lighter than in the jar. Now I'll add that. Look at it. So look at that. And then what you want to do is basically close the jar and put it in a spot where you see it a lot every day. So put it, for example, in the kitchen where you make coffee or tea. And then every time you make a coffee or a tea and you see the jar, you shake it as vigorously as you can. So the reason why you do that is the more you shake it and agitate it, some people even put some marbles inside or something that really beats the fish, is that you kind of want to damage the structure of the skin without breaking it, because that's what makes it very soft in the end. And then the alcohol is going to denature it, so it's really going to make that, it's going to basically make sure that the skin is properly dead, denature it. And the glycerin it acts as a softener, so it conditions the skin so it doesn't get very porous and dry and brittle and hard, but it stays a little bit flexible in the end. But you can also saw with my sample. I mean, it's strong and it's a bit tough, but it's still very malleable. That's what you want to get, and that's what the glycerin helps you to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and shake this really, really hard. You do that for 3 days. Just shake it as often as you see the jar. Shake it, shake it, shake it.